all that the Europeans brought their decadent culture. No, it's
Jesus
about
culture?
people. So it's like about the religion to the men.
Someone.
But that's like that's new.
Fran Ilich to me, I say, is innovator. He brought the game of Patolli, which I've never heard about, even though I'm Mexican, which is, you know, a little bit shameful that I didn't know what it was. He is unearthing hidden histories.
I saw that he was an activist, and I saw that I noticed that he created the currency and everything. So I looked it up more, and it was the bank was called Space Bank, I believe. And he also does work with workers, which he was also talking about, like farm workers, and how they make their coffee and they bring it over here and it's distributed. So I learned more when I was speaking to him, and then afterwards when I went to my computer and researched it.
He's creating, something that's bigger than, reality itself.
I'm a conceptual artist. I work with systems and structures in narrative economies and games. So I do like an investment bank that deals with alternative values and how these values can convert into traditional ones within the financial economy. I also work with novels, interactive cinema, and other forms of cultural work. I was invited by Dr. Liliana Gallegos to come and play Patolli with people here in the community and to give a lecture.
That's how it works.
Fran Ilich, let me tell you a little bit about him. He's a media artist and writer. He's based in New York City. He's published and shown material across the Americas and Europe. He's the author of the novels Metropop, Tecnoguerrilla, Circa 94, and the book-length essay Otra Narrativa es Posible, which means another narrative is possible. He was a fellow at I-Beam and A Blade of Grass, and he has produced work by commission of the New School Vera List Center for Art and Politics, No Longer Empty, and other institutions.
Whoever has the corn has the power, right? And the Hollywood industry is, in an important way, supported by popcorn, and it's like kind of undocumented popcorn, right? And they produce fictions that then battle or fight or win hearts of imperialism throughout the world. So I'm thinking like, how can we use another type of non-GMO corn in order to create other sorts of fictions? So yeah, it's really art. It's a social sculpture or a socio-economical sculpture.
We have to be responsible with money, and then we had to be very creative, because we were working on political issues that most of the time only lead you to more and more economical losses, and only a very few times to win victories. That's something that not normally happens. So we decided to do the server as the political body, and the bank, as the economical body. And the economical body was going to regulate and keep the political thing going on. When I started working on the Patolli, the project had already been going on for 8 years. We don't do barter because that's too basic. You cannot build a car with barter. You would need to barter metal, wheels, technical labor, blah, blah, blah. So basically, we only work with financial tools. So this is used over there because whenever they do transactions and then the money goes to Mexico City, because it's deposited in banks and so on, then Mexico City will use the money to, fund the army or something. No? And if the money stays within the community, then they can decide what to do with that. We were working on trying to repatriate the feather crown of Moctezuma from Austria. This feather crown was stolen in 1521 by Hernán Cortés, and it's been there for over 500 years, right? So how do you bring something that is valued in a very different economical system than the one that is, predominant, right? By bringing the Patolli ritual, we're basically clashing face to face with another set of values that is more about financial abstraction, markets, extractivism, and giving prices to persons,
Like I can
currency.
actually go to Brooklyn and that would be $5 for.
Yeah.
Oh.
Going on since
Like
10 years.
in the
probably.
community, like
Yeah, it's a woman called. And so maybe like if you pay tuition here and it's gonna like, you're gonna be indebted forever, like what kind of education is that, no?
Right.
So maybe you need to learn something completely different in order to become powerful yourself and not the state. No, so like my advice would be don't fall into the game, it's a trap. No, do your own game.